What's up, guys? Heading now to go change the oil in my car and change the plugs. Don't really have much to upload today. I'll be uploading a lot here shortly after I start my new project. And other than that, that's really about it. Just getting something to upload. Try to start uploading daily, even if it's not particularly just about modifying the car or working on the car. I'm gonna try to start uploading things here and there. Just try to be more active about it. But see you when we get there. Plugs that I run in my Civic with the boost and everything are BKR6Es and got them at a 29.
There's little contacts inside.
And he's trying to fix his multifunction switch.
And they are a motherfucker. See? Look at how gummed up it is right there. See how clean that one is?
Yeah.
That one's nasty as fuck. Probably shouldn't be doing this out here.
Why is that?
Cause man, you lose one of these little fucking pieces, you're fucked.
Trust me, man.
That's probably why though, right there is those contacts.
And for my oil, I run Rotella T5 1540. Most of them I stick with T6, but this shit was on sale. Got a Wix filter and a jug of Rotella for, what was it, $19.99?
That's not bad.
So I told him, hell yeah.
I should go ahead and do this for the driver's side too.
I changed the oil, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change the plugs. Pretty much, if you've never done it, one plug at a time. I've done it plenty of times, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do them all. Start with, you're gonna grab your ratchet, a 6-inch extension, and a 5/8 socket. Make sure you get the one that has, let's see if we can get the, it's not gonna focus, but it's got a rubber grommet inside that holds the plug, so that way whenever you're backing it out, the plug stays in the socket. I've already put my plugs back in here. Typically, after you take all your plugs out, you put them all back in. Snug them down, and then turn it a quarter of a turn. You don't need to do it no stupid 100 foot-pound torque on a spark plug. I took the old out, put them in boxes, and then I re-gapped mine using a gapper. And that's the end of it in plugs. Alright, change the scenery. I'm back at my house now. About to change the oil. I had to come over here. My mother came over for a little bit, so I had to come see her. What I like to do when I change the oil is I like to go ahead and make sure all my exhaust bolts are tight for the downpipe and also from the turbo to the manifold, and I go ahead and I check the manifold bolts on top. After I get done with that, I go from the bottom so that I can get to the bolts that hold the turbo into the manifold. Then I just drain the oil and take out the filter, put a new filter on, and the drain plug back in. And change your oil. Pretty sure anybody that has a Civic knows you need a 17mm wrench. Pop it off, drain your oil out. And then you just let it drain until it's done. Also, something else that I mentioned, or I forgot to mention, is if you're gonna jack the car up, put jack stands up under it. And what I like to do, since my driveway there towards the back portion of it has a slant to it, is I leave the jack supporting at least one side of the vehicle. Draining, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can get it where you can see it. The bolt up there and the other 3 bolts, I tighten those. Those are the bolts to hold the turbo to the manifold. I like to make sure they're tight every time I change my oil because I've had an issue with one of them backing out before. So to me, it's a good idea if you have it and it's accessible to go ahead and make sure they're tight and snug so you don't have a bad gasket or blow out a gasket or anything like that. Alright, now after I'm done tightening up all the bolts, I'm going to go ahead and put the drain plug back in. Now these drain plug back in, tightened up. Oil filter's right there. You go ahead, unscrew it, let whatever run down, drain off. Go ahead and get some brake cleaner, clean off any of the excess oil, and screw your new oil filter back on. Also, it's an important thing to check to make sure that the O-ring that's on the bottom of the oil filter, make sure that that oil filter O-ring comes off with the oil filter that you're taking off. If you don't, you can have bad things happen. It won't seal right, it won't seat properly, and you'll end up spraying oil everywhere. Once you get your oil filter off, like I said, visually inspect, make sure the O-ring come off of there. Also, another good thing to note is when your oil is draining, or when you take your filter off, run your finger across into the oil, check the oil for any kind of metal flakes, make sure you don't have any future problems that are coming up down the road, and then go ahead and put your oil filter back on there. Alright guys, once you get done changing your oil and everything, you go ahead, and I'm an eco-friendly kind of person, so take all my old oil, pour in a container, and that's it. I got kind of sidetracked because while I was up underneath the car, the whole thing I said where I like to check things out while I'm up under there, luckily I did because the little adapter that holds the sandwich plate onto the back of the motor that you screw your oil filter onto the back of happened to actually be loose. Somehow I guess it worked its way loose. Maybe I over tightened the oil filter when it was on there. I'm not too sure, but I had to search from here to heaven to find a damn socket to fit on there. Once I found the socket, tighten it back down, put the filter on, I came up top, put some oil in it, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Like and subscribe.